How surprised were you that the United States then were getting involved in the Thai-Cambodia conflict?
Of course, surprised at first, and because we think that it's something that Thailand and Cambodia should work out bilaterally. But our position when we were approached by the U.S. is that, okay, if the United States wants to facilitate, what we hope to achieve is real peace, genuine peace, and not just a piece of document. And eventually, after two tough rounds, two very long rounds of discussion, we came to what we call the KL Accord, or the Joint Declaration on the outcome of the meetings between the two prime ministers signed in Kuala Lumpur.
But then a lot has happened since then. The Thai government has suspended the implementation of that agreement for now. So how far away are we from actual peace at the border with Cambodia?
Let me say this, we are still committed to the implementation, faithful implementation of the Joint Declaration. But we've been forced to suspend the implementation because of a serious breach by the Cambodian side. And that breach involved the laying of new landmines and the occurrence of the 7th incident involving Thai soldiers who have stepped on landmines, newly laid, and they have been severely injured. But we hope that the Cambodian side will recognize how important it is for them to take responsibility of what happened. Up to now, they haven't taken responsibility. They still claim that these are existing landmines. Whereas the ASEAN Observer Team, they have confirmed that these are new mines.
I want to move on to the topic of transnational crime and cyber scam centers. It has gotten wider and more global attention this year specifically, given what's going on the Cambodian side, but also on the Burmese side as well. Thailand is between these two countries where these scam centers are and where these crimes is happening. So logically, they're all passing through Thailand. What is the current Thai government doing in that sense? Yes,
we have to accept that this is a serious problem. So I think rather than blaming who's at fault, I think it's time for us to get together and do something about it. And we can't do anything that has an impact without cooperation, international cooperation, and that's why we're proposing to have this international conference to deal with the scourge of cybercrime, online scams. And the meeting that we're proposing is to have to, first of all, to demonstrate and mobilize political will, gather more international cooperation, to build on what we have and try to strengthen the processes that we have, the frameworks that we have, and so that we all become united in this fight against online scams.
There is the feeling that ASEAN has been paralyzed by the Myanmar issue, and we are going to have elections by the end of the year. Do you think that this is a step forward, or do you think that given the circumstances in that country, that we are still far away from any kind of resolution in Myanmar?
I'm an optimist. So there's a possibility that it could be a step forward, right? It could be a step forward in the transition back to democracy. But it all depends on the leadership in Naypyidaw. It's our hope that they would use the opportunity of the election to make it as inclusive as possible. And then not to stop with the election, because many of the problems that they're facing are deeply rooted. It's not going to be resolved with a single election. We hope that the election will be part of a broader peace process. When we talk about peace process, what does that mean? Peace process must involve inclusive dialogue. It must involve reconciliation among the parties concerned. How they're going to do that, it's up to the parties in Myanmar to decide. Our approach is that eventually peace and stability in Myanmar must be a Myanmar-led, Myanmar-owned process.